And we're live.
Welcome on this week's episode, Craving Cars, Shirts, and how to get one for free. What's new in the world of drag racing in the Midwest? The new Porsche 911, or is it? And we have a couple of drag racing aficionados joining us today. I am Corey Pratt.
I'm Chris Ruck.
And this is Craving Cars. That's right. Welcome to the show.
Ow, that hurt. Thanks for the audience. You got too excited.
Excited. That hurt me.
Come on.
We'll talk about that in here a little bit.
We're just getting you back to norm.
I'm trying. I got a little bit, a few more weeks left. We'll get to that.
That's right.
We got some channel updates for you later on. But first, Chris, what are the things that help to make this show happen?
You know what? Our sponsors.
All righty.
And let's shout them out.
What do we got?
You know what? Our good friends, Flying H, Drag Strip. And we have an event this weekend that we're going to be attending. More news on that here soon.
Absolutely.
But also,
We Are Warriors Apparel.
Jason.
Which we missed him last week. We'll talk about that too.
Yep. Well, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we
Follow
do.
Up.
Uncorked Wine and Spirits for all of your.
We got an update on him as well. Like we have updates
Yeah,
on
why
everybody.
not? Well,
There you
let's
go.
update that too.
Yep.
We got Richline Motorsports. Any updates
Yes.
for that?
You know what? There is, because my Jeep should be done tomorrow. That they just rebuilt the Hemi in.
That's
so
right. They are
should
working
be
on your
done.
Jeep.
Yep.
And we got timely delivery services. Big T in the house.
Tim. Yep. And that's another update that we have coming up. T-shirts.
Well,
We'll get into that.
we got another one to talk about him, but we're going to try to get that one in maybe next week. We'll just have to get him on the show and find out.
Yep.
So you
for
have to
sure.
see. But we got
For
plenty to talk about today. So thanks once again for joining everybody. And if you too are interested in becoming a sponsor here of Craving Cars,
Where do you find us?
live, we can go to cravingcarslive.com.
There you go.
Come on down. You're the next contestant of Craving Cars Live.
It's our hub to allow
It is.
you to just know where we're at, right?
It's
YouTube,
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram.
It's our one-stop shop
Yep,
place for
there you go.
everybody, and to see what we've been up to, and make sure you are following us on those DAR channels.
That's right.
Especially the one that we are talking on right now.
Say DAR channel.
DAR channels. With our YouTube and of course our Facebook, Instagram. Please follow us on those too, because
Please do.
we once in a blue moon tend to put
Yeah.
things on those that are cool.
You know what? Now, I know we have a lot of friends that just like watching our videos and everything, but you know what? Click that like, follow, subscribe. I mean, that just helps in the long run. It helps. So thank you very much to all of you paying attention. As you can see, we've changed some things a little bit. Now we can see the
we
chat
got some
live.
people on here. We got
So,
some people on here. We got
Yeah.
We
Well,
got,
you know what? I'm sure it's about our guests, and we'll go into that later. Everything's later.
everything is later.
Yeah.
And so if any of you have any questions for the later guests, just so you know, feel free to put them out there.
Yeah.
Just what do you got to do, man?
Yeah.
Just what you got to do. So what do we do?
Oh,
Actually,
Big T is on.
Yeah,
Big
of course.
T is
In the
on.
house, man. I'm telling
There
you.
you go.
So things we did. We did manage to go to a show before I had.
Well, let's get into that first.
You want to do some channel updates
Well,
first?
I think what we have to do is tell our audience why we haven't been on.
So let's do the update on that. I have had a surgery, and we've only had one event since that surgery.
You lost your arms.
I did. This is no longer real. This has been reattached by a cool metal one. It was a risky operation, but I think it's
Yeah.
worth it.
AI took over.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like the Winter Soldier now. You know, I've got
There you
that.
go.
I'm gonna have that arm now.
Yeah.
But no, I'm permanently in a sling for now. Unless I'm sitting still in a chair, I'm okay to kind of take the strap part off and relieve it. But I had surgery on my shoulder. I'm not allowed to lift, push, pull, anything for another 4 more weeks with this arm. That sucks.
Jesus.
Chris
Where's
has
the AI guy at?
Chris is my personal Uber now. I mean,
Yeah, I know, right? I
So
got to drive. I got to set up everything. I got to shoot everything. What the hell?
I'm still going to. I know there are some events for us until I recover
There are.
fully. I'm trying to be at most of them as I can.
Including event this weekend.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Yeah,
again
we'll get to.
later.
And I'll be there, guys. It's just
Yeah, unfortunately, recoup time.
editing with
physical
one
therapy.
arm is a little bit more difficult too.
Yeah, because you can't carry the camcorder,
It's
my
kinda hard to
laptop,
do,
my
yeah.
personal gear.
It's
I mean,
it's just
yeah.
it's a little rough when you're
It
used to two
is.
arms to
Yeah.
one arm, and then I got to be careful with this arm because I had an elbow problem with this last year. I don't want to re-injure that either.
But we did
But-
hook you up with a bunch of stuff.
But we've got new stuff, new gear to
Yep.
to help make our content for you even that much better than the awesomeness that it already is today.
Yep. Streetcar Takeover.
Yeah.
Keith.
Yeah,
thank
so
you
that was the
for
last
having
event
us.
I've been to since surgery.
Yeah.
So it was awesome, wasn't it? It was killer.
We had a premiere spot. Red Bull came out and joined us,
Uh-huh.
right? They allowed us to DJ. They were there specifically in our group. We had the great Rat Rod, Sean Anderson,
They gave.
all of his crew that comes out.
I would say if we put them guys out again, just so you know, how many Red Bulls did they give out?
300 or more.
Okay, so you just
They handed out.
Yeah, there you go.
He
So
just
free
kept
free Red
cranking
Bulls.
out. Yeah, I mean,
There
he
you
just kept cranking out cases.
So if that's something, hey, we're putting it on there that they're going to be there.
Legit.
They're probably going to have some free Red
That's
Bulls. So
right.
get there
Yeah.
before they're out.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
right now, they're
they had a line backed up. They were raiding the guy. Every time he opened up a case, they were even still warm.
Yeah, I don't even think they got a chance. He had a big ice thing and
Yeah,
everything.
right.
Getting a
Yeah.
chance to get them cold. But
Yeah, they went through them really quick.
it was cool because this was the first kickoff party that was a drag event too.
It was.
So it was the first time they've been able to do that.
Yep.
It's different because we had more things to do during the show because let's get some racing. Oh, let's go back
Yeah.
to the car show. Oh, let's
Yeah.
get to the burnout stuff. And before it was just cars attending, hanging out, car show, a couple little events, things like that. But now we were like half our attention was on the racing. So
Yeah,
it kind
not
of
only that,
it
but
made
we
us
had
that
the
much
car
busier.
show.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm
and
saying.
Then, and they had everything else going on. Now they had to limit the car show because unfortunately Flying H just didn't have the back lot paved yet.
No, yeah, they still. I think next year, I'm more likely they'll
It'll
probably
be
have it again.
night and day difference.
Yeah, it'll be that much bigger of a show.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll have more parking, they'll have more
Yeah.
room for the show. They'll just
But they brought out the
Everything.
best of the cars. To be honest, they
oh,
brought
it's
out
great.
the best of the
And that's the thing about Streetcar Takeover as opposed to other drag events is that for the most part they're all street cars.
Yeah.
They're all the dashes. They're not
Yeah.
like a.
They're not pro.
They're not like a whole like racing tube chassis build stuff or anything like
Correct,
that. That's
correct.
just on a trailer.
Correct.
Pretty much most cars that showed up there can drive there and then
Yeah.
drive home.
Yeah.
So
and
that's
it was,
it's
and it was a
different.
good turnout. It
And
really
you see
was.
some really, really high horsepower stuff there. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
the amount of
Not
power.
compared to what we have coming up
No,
tonight on the
it's-
show with our guests.
no,
for
we're-
sure.
we're not
'Cause they're-
talking-
They're pro.
We're not talking real cars, funny
yeah,
cars.
they're pro stock. I
Yeah.
mean, even our good friend Mike.
That's a different story.
Even our good friend Mike, he couldn't even race at streetcar because his car was too overpowered.
Yeah.
Right,
And it started the life as a street car, so
Yeah.
at least that was something. I guess most cars. Well, no, most cars don't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of drag cars. They didn't start as a street car. They built a race chassis for
Yeah.
it. But Mike's did start as a real.
Which is a good thing that Flying
car.
H
Anyways.
is looking at expanding that, right? I mean, I know they're trying to get to the NHRA official,
They will be.
right?
It's too good of a
There's
track.
no way it can't be.
There's too good of a track.
I agree.
It-
and
it is
our
amazing.
guest will fill that in
We-
a little bit, but
We have been told that from people that we know, hell, even Justin Keith,
Yeah.
remember he even said that on
Yeah.
our show, where he's been to a lot of drag strips
It's
throughout
fast.
the United States, and he said he put this in the top 3.
it's fast.
It's a nice track.
yeah.
And just
Yeah.
wait till it's even more completed.
That's
than
a
it
big
is.
shout out to Blake and Scott. They do an amazing job there for sure. So
Absolutely. Now there is because of the surgery, there is an event that we had scheduled to go, but we couldn't make it. We did go last year. It was really fun.
Yep.
If you didn't see it last year, I'll repost that video in the description at the end of the show. But it's slammed enough.
yeah,
down
Branson,
in
Missouri.
Branson. And
Yep.
it was cool because it was
Last year
different.
was our first year.
Yeah. And it was different. Obviously, if you thinking slammed enough in your mind, if you're thinking, was it everything all slammed? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All the cars are
Exactly.
slammed.
Yep.
But done in many different ways.
So many different. I mean,
So
yeah.
many way.
I mean, we seen old school VWs that just,
They look really good.
yeah.
I
That
looked-
was our top
I looked
pick.
at that saying I
Yeah.
would never slam certain cards, and then I would see them done the way they had them and go,
Yeah.
yes, I would. I would do
Yeah.
that. I would
Yeah.
totally do that.
Yeah, that would totally be me. Yeah. Once you get that stance right, and I think that goes across the car industry in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enthusiasts, it's about how's the stance, right? I think the stance goes farther than the performance of the car.
Yeah, kind of. I think we've talked about this before, where it's
We
like,
have.
when would you slam a car? When would you not slam a car? And I look at it like, if I plan on racing it, I'm probably going to put different kind of suspension on it. If it's not that kind of car, then having it bagged is really cool.
Correct.
Because it actually makes the road a little more comfortable ride too, just driving
Yeah.
it at times.
Yeah.
And then you can, have fun with it, slammed in. I've seen many people just take your average street car and make it into something that's like, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
Something you wouldn't think it would be a show car, but it is. Even a Prius was there and it looked good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not making fun of the guy with the Prius. I'm telling you, it's a Prius.
It looked good. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
We all know what a Prius is, and we all know that it's not a show car, but that one was.
That's
It
right.
looked really good. Anyways, we did miss that show. Sorry to Slammed Enough guys that we
Yeah,
didn't make it
and
down.
sorry
but
to Jason. We really wanted
That's
to go
right.
down there and
Jason
and,
from We Are Warriors Apparel was
Yeah.
down there just like last year.
yeah. Hopefully
And,
he had a big successful weekend, so that'd be great. And it's not far for him, but
No.
we'd love to have been there.
Yeah, so that's what we missed, and guess we got something that's going to be that's in the schedule now, and that's also been postponed because we were going to have it this month, but it's going to be in June.
Well, I think we're postponing it, because of your surgery, but also because we found a better way of doing this event.
Let's hope.
I think.
Let's hope.
Yeah, well, we hope. I'm sure it will be. Anyway, Rigs and Roast.
Yeah, Rigs and Roast. So we have
Yeah.
our next Rigs and Roast, and unfortunately, this is only our second one this year. I was hoping this would be like number 3 by now, but
Yeah. Yeah.
just I can't help the natural things of life, and when you have
Well,
an
in
accident.
case
and
in
stuff,
case the
so.
audience don't know, what is Rigs and Roast?
I don't know. We just made it up, I thought, didn't we? I saw
I
a
did-
video
I
on it
just
on
did.
this cool YouTube channel, Craving Cars. Okay, so Rigs and Roast. It is your Cars and Coffee event for the off-road, overlanding, camping type of enthusiast. There are lots of cars and coffees in the world, but none of them typically, hardly any of them anyways, are surrounded by the people in the off-road overlanding community.
That's right.
And so you might get a trickle of one show up here and there at those events. Well, this is just something to, hey, break free from your normal club event. I know there's some clubs around town, Toyota
Yep.
clubs and Jeep
Toyota
clubs
for
and,
sure.
and
Yep.
just 4x4 clubs and stuff all together. Let's get them all together. I don't care if it's a 4x4 Sprinter, you got a Bronco, you got a Jeep, you got a Toyota. I don't care if you got a rigged up Subaru.
whether it
with,
be a
with it
crawler-
all rigged up and racks
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If it's an adventure vehicle like that, and it
That's
sees
what we
and it
do.
sees the nature off the paved road, bring it.
Yep. And we've been hosting them quite a bit. We used to do them at Roastery, and now we moved
we
to
started there.
511, right? And that's been going good. But we thought,
Let's
why
try
don't we
something
do
else.
something unique?
That's right.
So we're going to be at Blue Springs, June 29th.
Blue Springs Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there in right on the dam area. You guys come out, break out. And what's cool about it is the overlanders show up and they break out the whole rig.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. We want to have space,
Yeah.
so because a lot of people like to put their awnings out, tents up, and just kind of
Yep.
show. Because I want people to be there, like the ones who just show up for Cars of Coffee and go, well, I don't really have I've got a Malibu, and I just want to show up and look at the cool cars.
That's right. And we have a separate
Chris.
lot just for them to park. I'll park down the road. There you go.
There you go.
Although my Jeep is back by then.
Oh, so we'll have another Rigs and Roast.
We will. We'll have another Craving
vehicle to show up.
Craving Cars vehicle there, and go from there. And Big T said we could use his boat. He's got a big pontoon boat.
Do we have to pick it up, or is he going to bring it to us?
My Jeep will tow it.
Okay. He's
There you
going
go.
he's going to grab your boat.
Yeah, your Porsche can't tow it.
Nope. The van might be able to,
There you go.
but he's got trucks. He can bring it.
Well, that's what I thought. He had
Just
that big.
bring the Chief's truck.
Yeah, bring the cheese truck.
It's pretty adventurous.
Put Patrick Mahomes in the back. There you go.
He has one of those. If
That
you guys
works.
think we're being funny.
Yeah,
he
no,
has.
it's yeah.
He has his own Patrick. So yeah, we got that coming up, and I think people might want to know about shirts. So let's talk about shirts.
Oh, you mean our shirts that we're wearing? These nicely branded, thanks to Tim, one of our sponsors, Timely Delivery, and
Time the difference.
Freestyle.
Freestyle Graphics in downtown area of Lee Summit, Missouri,
Yep.
have gotten together and put together some shirts for us to give away. How do you get these shirts, I say? Well, we did give a few of these away already
We do.
at Streetcar Takeover,
Yep.
and that's exactly what we're going to do.
But there are
now.
rules behind it. You just
That's
can't go up and say, "Give me a free T-shirt."
No.
Yeah.
What do you got to do? You got to do one. No. You got three things.
All three.
You got to do three things for
Yep.
us. Three very easily simple, free things.
That's right. It's all on your phone.
And
You
it's
can do
all
it.
something you pull up on your phone. What we're going to do is when we go up to events, we're going to have shirts, okay? And I want you to show me that you are following us on Instagram and Facebook, and you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, and you,
We'll get a
kind
free shirt.
person, is going to get a free shirt.
There you go.
That looks just like this.
Yep.
And like what his looks like right there.
Well, kind of the same.
That one there, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to keep craving. So
You do have to keep craving, though. That
you
is
go.
that's the fourth rule. After you do all that, you need to keep craving.
that's right.
And yeah, Freestyle Graphics has done a wonderful job printing the shirts out. They are a custom clothing and sign company. And just to tell you, I want to tell you a little bit about
And
Freestyle
there is a
Graphics.
video on our YouTube
Yes.
about it.
And I'll have that link here. I'll get that put in the description below later if you hadn't already seen that. And it's a little bit behind the scenes of them, well, making our shirts. I mean, not just them and showing you what they did. We were physically there looking at our shirts being made. So that was really cool that they did that. But obviously this is screen printing. So they do screen
Yep.
printing for like T-shirts and sweatshirts and team apparel, hoodies and things of that sort.
You know, it's a very cool process. I didn't know how they separated colors.
I didn't realize
like they're
half of
putting
the
red
stuff they
over
did.
everything, but it separates.
It's interesting in how it
Yeah.
all turns out, and
Yeah.
and once they get flowing, man, they got this big,
Yeah.
huge. I've seen them where they have to do that, and they manually do the thing, and this is like put the shirts on,
Automatic,
and it's
yep.
all automated. It does
Layer
its own
down
thing.
the paint, and there you go.
As soon as they get them lined up where it needs to be for all the stuff, it's a smooth operation.
Yeah.
But they do a fantastic job. You'll see that in the video. See kind of a little bit how the machines are working. They do embroidering. They have, I couldn't tell you how many embroidery machines I have. They have so many embroidery machines.
Yeah.
15
We
needle.
didn't even dive into the embroidery part.
15 needle embroidery machine. So they can
Yeah.
literally do up to 15 colors at one time.
Yeah.
And nobody does it.
But not just T-shirts.
no, they
They do
No,
everything.
the embroidering probably won't be shirts. It'll be more like jackets, the hats.
Yep.
How about this? Do you guys want to see Craving Cars hats? Do you want us to get some Craving Cars hats?
I do.
Yes.
I want some.
Yeah, he does. No, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. They do, bags, things of that sort. Signs, big banners. They do vehicle graphics and decals. They can big flags. So if you've ever seen people with those big, huge banners, all colored, pictured signs and stuff. Yeah, that's what they do. That stuff. Which you know what? I've known about them before. I didn't know they did signs though.
I didn't either.
So that's an interesting thing. And hey, if you need some promotional items for your business, they can help you out. Pins, cups, lanyards, koozies,
There you go.
all that little stuff. Print your little business thing on there, pass them all out, sell them. I don't care
That's
what
great.
you do to them. But Freestyle Graphics, check them out, guys, at freestylegraphics.com maybe.
Is that a guess? All right, let's get back to cars.
They do cool stuff, but you know what? Check them out. I will have a link in the description of the video and where you can go online. And you don't order online, but you can do a service request online. Then they call you back and set things up.
There you go. All right. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now is I'm an Audi guy. You're a Porsche guy, right? We had this discussion, but
When
Heads
did
up.
we have a discussion?
heads up, Audi is not going to be making electric cars. They have pushed back. They're going straight.
The e-tron is actually kind
Combustion.
of cool too. Out of all electric cars,
I did,
it's
but
a
yeah,
cool.
you know what? They're not selling, and they're like, forget the 2026 obligation they said they were going to do.
I hope.
Which is rightfully so because there's no charging stations. Nobody's buying the car. So,
they're not the practical car that the other ones are.
no.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and none of them are practical.
I kind of hope
to be honest.
that let's say like Porsche might learn from that because like the Boxster and Cayman.
Well, why don't we see a Porsche?
The Boxster and Cayman are coming out as electric only.
Yeah, well, why don't we see what they do?
But forget those. We've got a new one to talk about. Or is it
The
new?
new 911, or is it new?
I don't know.
No?
Shall we show them?
We should show them. Here we go.
Once again, the 911 is reinventing itself.
It was a very big treat for the whole engineering team.
So it's a hybrid just to boost performance?
I'm really curious to see how this tech is going to compare.
Wow, I'm going to race the next Formula One driver. I'm super excited because I'm sat on a runway in the brand new 911 Carrera GTS, and next to me is the previous generation 911 Carrera GTS. And we're going to have a drag race to see how their performance compares over the standing quarter mile. So to give the previous generation model a fighting chance, we've got someone to drive that car who has a bit of experience in racing and racing Porsches in particular. Let's go over to him. Hey Mark, how you doing?
Very good, mate. Very good.
So, what do you think is going to happen here? Have you got a chance?
I'm born ready, but I'm a bit nervous about what you're in. Looks quick.
And so you should be. So, well, let's see how this plays out, right? Yeah, you've got plenty of experience, but so have I. And obviously, it's all going to be down to skill and nothing to do with the cars at all or the new technology. It's going to have everything to do with it.
Yeah, well, you need a lot of talent to drive in a straight line, mate, so you're well versed in that. You're well versed in that.
Yeah, let's see who can press the accelerator the hardest. Come on.
3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yes! Come on! Wow! That hooked up.
With the hybridization, the response feels almost like that of a naturally aspirated engine. You step on the gas and it accelerates immediately, which is what you want as a driver, especially on the racetrack. The work that the engineers in Weissach accomplish is impressive. What they achieve from generation to generation is a real pleasure as a driver.
Frank, that GTS badge is well deserved. What a spectacular time.
It is 8.7 seconds faster than the predecessor. And to bring all the power to the road, we optimized the chassis. We also increased the size of the rear tires to 315 mils.
But there was a wing on the car, right?
You're absolutely right. That was the optional aero kit.
And what about the suspension?
The refined sports suspension and the rear wheel steering that comes as standard now contribute immensely to the optimized performance of the car.
And if I'm not wrong, you also drove the car?
I drove the car several times during development. It's an absolute blast.
It looks like the new Porsche 911 will be in a league of icons. Fresher on the outside and on the inside, way more digital. The performance, well, the new T-Hybrid, it is innovative, powerful, and a real game changer in typical Porsche fashion. Now, if you want to know more information, you can head on over to the Porsche newsroom, or you can configure your very own coupe, cabriolet, or Targa. Thank you for watching. That is all. Goodbye from Stuttgart.
Hey, listen, mate. I mean, I think it's only fair I get a go in the new car. Come on, please.
All right. Okay, I'm not going to make it easy for him. Let's just move the seat into a really awkward position because I know he's quite tall. There you go. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. He's even shut the door on me. Oh, what a gentleman. Thank you. Thank you.
Come on, start the race! Start the race! Come on, quick! Come
my
on,
legs
start the
cannot
race!
get in here.
Start it!
What a combo.
3, 2, 1.
Oh no! Oh my God! I think I've just been found out. You just took off. I had no chance. This is quick. Like, this is quick, but that is, wow.
This just hooked up and departed.
There you go. There you go.
Well, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot.
All
A
right.
lot to discuss, right?
Now, to make this as quick as we can as possible here, that is not a new 911
No.
because this is still the 992 generation of 911s. This is the mid range, just like the midlife refresh.
That's right.
And so they changed just very, very few things on the car, like the headlights are a little different. So they took
Pretty
a
much
couple of
a
the turning
facelift.
signal lights
Yeah.
or the marker lights off this because they have new kind of headlights.
Yep.
The tech inside, the screen's a little different, the way it comes in.
Yeah.
Because what they got rid of is it no longer has the dedicated analog tack in the middle. It's now a digital one, full digital now.
That's right.
So that's the interior changes they've done. But it's still the same car unless you buy the GTS.
GTS is definitely a different story than the typical
So
Carrera.
just so people don't, kind of understand, the 992, 911 generation is a 3-liter flat 6 twin turboed engine. Now, that's basically what's in like the convertible, the cabriolet you buy and all that stuff. But if you get the GTS, now you're getting something that's a lot newer of a car because they've done something different. They've added a little bit of hybridness to it.
A little bit.
And they've upped the liter of the engine again. So now we're back up to a 3.6 liter, and it's a single turbo now. But with the little help of this little hybrid engine, and it's crazy how it works, it is almost a 60 horsepower gain. In any mid-cycle refresh, I've never seen that big of a gain in horsepower before.
Right.
So on just the GTS model. So that's when you see that, they say, oh, it's faster because of the hybrid motor. It makes it more efficient. Well, you know what it is? It's 60 more horsepower. That's why it's faster.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how you add the horsepower.
Yeah.
That's
and
why
there's
it's faster.
They've removed the turbo lag because
Yes.
the electronics are
Because
spinning it.
the hybrid is now spooling the turbo. It is an electric turbo. It is not gas powered. It is not like, the exhaust gases are not having to spool it up, so you don't have to get the RPMs way up there to get it. Like on low RPMs, you hit it, the turbo's there.
Yep.
And so the idea is they wanted to get a little bit more. I mean, each model year they want to increase gas mileage a little bit. So they have a little bit of reduced emissions and stuff like that, like every model does. But the main reason for this system was really to have the car produce more power and give it the instant throttle response so you can have the driving experience you should expect from a Porsche.
That's right.
Without it feeling like some new tech electrical thing. It doesn't,
Which it is.
And it doesn't add some big giant battery pack to
Right.
this. It really is just the size of a normal car
Yeah.
battery, just with a higher output on it to help run that little extra motor that goes back in the engine. It's not like there's an engine at the front axle in the rear
Yeah.
and then 2 in the rear. It's just a single thing, helps with the turbo, helps it more efficiently.
Even cosmetically,
cool.
it seemed to be more about that, right?
And-
Replacing the
yes.
headlights, removing turn signals.
And the GTS also added the active aero dynamic deal in the front. So
Yep.
on the front grille, it is closed off for aerodynamics, and it'll open up if need be for cooling. Because the radiators, I don't know if you guys realize, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the radiators on the front of a 911. The engine's in the back, but the radiators in the front. So you're getting direct air. Just, you don't have to.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to force it all the way to the back in order for it to cool. It's right there in the front. The flaps open, it cools, it shuts back down. You have active aerodynamics.
Yep.
And that part is cool. The car itself is cool. I mean, you see how much faster it is, and it's still a 992.
You know what? It's
of the
fast.
same model.
I
Yeah.
mean, it is faster on the launch because you're
it's
not
like
having to spool anything
540
up.
something horsepower now. And we're not even talking about the 911 turbo version. If they use this same tech in the turbo, you're looking at a 700 something horsepower 911 turbo that comes out. That's going to come out later. And I don't know what they do with the GT3 because that's not turboed.
No.
And I doubt they'll make that a hybrid. Unless they add a turbo to it. That's the only reason to have the hybrid is because
you know
it's
what,
turbo
the
engine.
whole purpose behind the GT cars, the RS cars, traditionally was NA. There was no spooling up. It was strictly the motor.
I'm still, I mean, if you didn't want an NA Porsche, then that's why you bought the 911 Turbo.
That's right.
That's for straight up speed.
That's right.
That's what you got that for. But otherwise, that's what was great to me about, that's what's great about mine. I love the fact that we talked about this.
Yeah,
we
did.
both have completely different kind of cars, but we love the fact that they're
Same
NA-tuned
characteristics.
engines.
Yeah.
Right. You got that instant throttle response. You don't have some delay of a turbo lag. That's what this one's supposed to give you.
That's right. I don't need a turbo.
And they're
to
doing
give
it
me
with a single turbo now instead of twin turbos. Like that's what they tried to overcome before. So you'd have that little turbo early, the bigger turbo take over later on, and now it's just the one because of it being electric spools up. It's cool. One huge downfall. There's probably not going to be a manual transmission option.
Well, no, we've already discussed that. And you're right, they can't. And anybody in the comments section, please comment, but I don't think there's a hybrid car out there that's a manual because I don't think it's possible.
Yes, turbos do produce heat, but they are still cooled like normal. They're still oil cooled like other turbos are.
Yeah. Or air cooled, depending on where they're placed. But
they're on the 911. They're oil cooled.
Yeah.
So a 911 takes like 10 quarts of oil out of a 6-cylinder engine. So yeah, they partially because of the oil coolers and the turbo coolers. Okay.
Yep.
Anyways,
it's time to go to our special guest.
It's cool, but you know what, Porsche? Let me know when you truly actually make it. That's really not a different
That's right.
car. You just
it is.
You add a little.
I agree.
I
mean,
motor
to
the
hype
back.
it up the way they did, thinking it's a new design, new everything, it's not.
They're talking about like when the 911 came out, that was a big breakthrough because they replaced the 356.
Yeah.
Now they're talking about when the water cooled came out, they finally replaced all the many decades of the air cooled stuff, and that was a new generation of change. And now they're talking about this is that next change. So maybe it could be the beginning, but it's not really an all new 911. It's not the 9 whatever the next one's going to be. It can't be 993 because they've already had one of those. So I don't know what the next gen's going to call, but it's the mid-range, it's the midlife refresh.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called, midlife refresh.
I like to go through those. But speaking of midlife refresh,
yes,
let's bring on our guest today.
Who do we got?
Ones that hopefully we join this weekend if we can. If we can't, no big deal. But we'd love to have them on the show. We just met them actually, just in conversation, the last week. To be honest, I mean we've never met. We've never done anything. They have a great podcast.
Who do we got? Who do we got? You are. You know what? You're in charge of this introduction. Who do we got on today?
Let's have them introduce themselves. How about that? What are you guys doing?
What are we going? Here we go. Here's some people that know what they're talking about.
There you go.
Hey.
Oh, we got Luke and we got Michael for sure, right?
Absolutely. We're here live at Flying H Drag Strip, man.
Uh-oh, you got to guess. What is it?
Raise your hand if your name is Luke and or Michael.
That's me.
There you go. There they are, guys.
And a fan that just takes over. There you go.
Yeah, that works.
That's awesome.
Actually, you know what's cool is they're streaming live themselves to us from where? Where are you guys at?
Yeah, we're right here live at Flying H. So we have to use our basically Mike's personal laptop because we have a big old setup over here because we're streaming live. We have testing 2 going on right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so you're in the new tower that
Yep.
just got closed in the air conditioning, I'm sure.
If it's not, then I demand the air conditioning.
Here is very nice here.
Yeah, you know what? Scott and Blake and the whole Flying H team has really been, and we were involved with them before it was even, it was a thought when we were involved with them.
Yeah, we first talked to them. It was over a year ago. It was like February of last year.
At least a year ago.
Something like that, yeah.
And you know what? Scott and Blake have just done an amazing job at Flying H. We can't thank them enough for being our sponsors, but glad that you're taking, because the tower just got closed in not even, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm
it's-
glad
Yeah, I
you're
was gonna say, I think I saw posts on Facebook like 10 days ago about them putting windows in.
Yeah.
You are not wrong.
Yeah.
That's exactly about
No,
long
that's
ago.
about it.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
I got here this. Oh, I was gonna say I got here this morning. They're like, yeah, it shouldn't be that loud because of They're like, we have windows in and the door shut, so the Pro Mod shouldn't be blasting your ears out. And I was like, oh, that's great news.
And little did you know,
Takes
you're right
quality
on top
windows
of
for
the
that.
track. There you go.
Yeah.
How is the test and tune going there? Because I know you're live on location, so.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys are playing that Porsche video, and I was hoping that it had a couple more minutes because we had a little bit of a Code Brown moment. Chris Giuliano almost put it in the wall, but we kept it clean. For the most part today, it has been fantastic, and the track has just been really, really quick. And I mean, we saw Mark Mickey put down kind of the shot heard around the world. We were out in the pits with some of the Pro Mod guys here, and he laid down a 359, and we don't have a lot of guys that are running in the 365s with how the temperature is today. And we were with a competitor who I'll remain nameless, and one of his crew guys goes, "Oh well, I guess we'll pack it up then." So, but yeah, no, it's been a great day of testing here.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And you got a long weekend, right? You're all the way through Saturday evening, pretty much.
Yeah, and usually we would do two rounds of qualifying tomorrow night, right after fans would get off work, and then we would come back at 10 a.m. and we would go until we close out at, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock at night on Saturday, and we all head home on Sunday. But we'll see. We might have some schedule changes that need to be made tomorrow because there's a little bit of weather coming in. But yeah, Saturday is going to be a full day of racing, and we're going to leave exhausted.
Yeah, well, welcome to the, I mean, you already know, welcome to Midwest. I mean, the weather changes daily for sure. But you know what? What we found interesting, me and Corey both, is you guys travel a lot. In other words, I see your podcasts and you're in different hotels, you're in different cities, you're traveling a lot. How does that work out for you guys?
I mean, I'll start, but I think it's just kind of what we all love to do. It's being at a drag strip, and wherever the drag strip is wherever we want to be. So, yeah, I think this year I'm up to 18,000 air miles or something like that, and we're just clocking along. We're at race 2 of the Midwest Series, but yeah, we like it. It's kind of interesting because it's like
yeah, you need tickets.
Yeah,
He's got the miles.
oh yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. So that's the series pays. I get the miles. That's the beauty.
Well, what area are you guys actually out of, or are you guys out of 2 different areas?
So I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. I got my start at Gateway, and I live in northern Minnesota now. So
Yeah, and then I live in Bentonville, Arkansas, and travel all over the place you're talking about for his miles. But I'll have 18,000 street miles on the car this year, doing a bunch of drag and drive stuff plus the Midwest Series.
So we know who drives and who flies.
I mean, in my defense, going from Brainerd to here is even a bit of a haul.
Either that, or one don't have a car and one just doesn't like to fly.
That's right. So, do either of you race, or you just are you just basically involved because you love doing the podcast, that kind of thing? Do either of you drive? And if you do drive, what do you drive?
No, he just flies.
Yeah, I know.
I can neither confirm nor deny that my 2020 Toyota Prius has been on the drag strip and the road course at Brainerd International Raceway.
You know, we did see a good Prius slammed. Was that you? You probably saw that.
Might have been me. I took umbrage when you said there's no Prius show cars earlier. I was like, if I put a nice Dragon on the front or something.
It was cool.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
It looked good.
But no,
you look at it, you're like, wait a minute. You look at the car, you're looking at the slam part, and you're like, looking at the work and cool. And then you stand back and go, wait a minute, this is a Prius.
Right.
What the heck?
It looked cool, though.
It did.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
But what are you going around, Mike?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So it's too hard to race and get content. If you're going to get 80 hours of content, you're going to have to be running around with a camera. You can't spend 2 hours in the lanes doing that. So once I took the big jump into drag and drive coverage, I parked the car and truck and came out here. So If I'm drag racing, I have a 66 C10 with a 500 horse turbo LS in it.
No.
Nice.
Subtle.
That's our excuse. I mean, we're too busy carrying cameras to work on the cars.
Yeah.
It's too hard. It's too hard.
Yeah, it's hard to enjoy what you love, which is the car,
Well,
and
a lot
the
of times.
passion behind creating content. I mean, there are those things that.
Yes. Now, this one I like. Guys, let me know. Tell us a little bit about Midwest Drag Racing Series and how long it's been around, and tell us how long you've been at your podcast. Is that too many questions?
So the Midwest Drag Racing Series started in 2017, and it was kind of just at the time it was the Midwest Pro Mod Series, and they realized that there wasn't a lot of pro mod racing in the middle of America. There was a lot on the East Coast, a lot on the West Coast, and Keith Haney founded the series and just tried to service the area racetracks and the area pro mod drivers, and it's just grown from there. I hopped on in 2020, so this is my fourth year or fifth year, something like that, and I haven't looked back.
Yeah, hang on. I saw you guys both look at each other. I got some weird loop. Did you guys get it too?
I was trying to check the
Okay.
YouTube chat, but you know, that's what happened. So.
No worries. Yeah, and so I came on last year. Danny Diesel, the guy I pulled in early in our guest spot here, is the guy that has involved me. Here he comes back here behind me. Essentially, I did 2 events with these guys last year, and then I've signed up for 6 or 7 this year. And that's my story with Midwest Drag Race Series. The podcast we run has grown this year, and we are doing like a pre and post show for the Midwest Drag Race Series events that'll actually be on live on the Midwest Drag Race Series Facebook and YouTube after this ends. So tonight, jump over there. And then my personal stuff for Drag Drive Repeat and all the Drag and Drive coverage, I do 2 live streams on it and have done for about 2.5 years.
Yeah, I mean, you do it every Wednesday, Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of work. I mean,
Yeah, I'm saying
we barely can get together every week.
If it was on Thursday, I'm like, you got to move that day.
Yeah, you need to move that day. But you know what?
Hey, listen, I'm not going to compete with you guys. I know where my bread's buttered.
And nor do you have to be honest. I mean, we struggle at times anyway. So hats off for sure for the podcast. Definitely for Midwest. Coming to Flying H, this is your first time there, obviously. You guys have been at many speedways throughout the Midwest. What are you thinking about it as you see it?
I love this place. I absolutely love it. The track is amazing. We did a track walk earlier that'll come up on the Flow Racing live stream tomorrow. It's probably the best surface I've been on, and I hit 24 different racetracks last year on the Dragon Drives, and we'll do almost 30 this year. The pits are awesome. The staging lane access road is a little tight, but they're going to work all that out as time goes on. I mean, that's what happens when you have a place this nice and this new, and the tower is amazing.
Yeah, that's what we found. Honestly, like I said, we were there from beginning of concept all the way through the process with Flying H, and what we found is everybody kept saying it's going to be a great thing. And now that the racers are actually on the track, they're like, Jesus, it's such a fast track. I mean, we've talked to multiple people, including national groups.
It's just a good design altogether. And the runoff having that little uphill, there's a lot of tracks that don't have that.
Yeah. And it's so sticky.
Not only do they have an extra long runoff, it's an uphill runoff. So there's just cars don't have to like.
Everybody's claiming it top 3, top 6 nationwide eventually.
Oh, I would agree with
I would,
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? The drivers are going to tell, right? They're going to say, "Damn, this is a quick track," or "It's so quick, I got to fix how I used to run," right? Because I heard it's a very sticky track for sure.
It's fresh. Oh, we got some color.
It is.
Get in here.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Don't be shy.
Damon, they've already called you out, man. Come on.
There you go. Once you poke your head in, you're on it. There you go.
Get in. Come on.
Oh,
Come on. They're egging you on.
last week.
So this is Craving Cars.
Yeah, so this is David Steinke of E3 Extreme Motorsports Media. He's our photographer here for the series.
Awesome.
Damon,
Hey,
where can they
guys.
find your stuff?
E3extreme.com
There you go.
or E3 Extreme on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So yeah, everywhere.
All kinds of stuff. You know, if you don't
E3
have it all going
Extreme.
on, you don't have anything going on, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you extreme in 3 different E's? Is that what that means?
He is extreme in many
Luke,
ways.
I'll tell you
Yes.
what we're going to do, right? I'm popping up what we talked about, right?
That's
This
right.
is kind of the qualifying and what you guys do this weekend. Why don't you talk through it, and you can see the questions coming in on the chat. But talk through what you have.
Yeah. So
guys
this
have
is
going on.
this weekend's correct. This is what's going on right now.
Correct.
Okay. Let's
Yep.
go. Let's what we got going on.
Yeah, so as you can see with the Midwest Drag Racing Series, we're running multiple different classes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 classes out there, including the juniors out there. Our pro mods and our funny cars, 10,000 to win, 7,500 to win with funny car. One thing I do want to highlight, if anybody out there that we don't know of or that is watching has somebody that they know who runs a pro mod, if you notice the entry fee for our Stroud Safety Equipment pro mods is $400. If you make the first round and lose in the first round, it's a $500 payout. So we don't want to say you're walking home with a profit, but I mean, it's a pretty generous payout for them. And we're on the top sportsman and top dragster. Those are our 2 bracket classes. They are quick as snot, and they're a lot of fun to watch. And then we have the Pro 420, which is not new this year, but it's like a solidified group this year because we've had a couple events in the past over the past couple of years where we've been trying to get the class off its ground, and now it's just up on its feet and it's running, and that is an index 420 class, and they are fast. And what we find too is a lot of guys who ran pro mod, maybe they crashed their car. Ed Thornton and Daryl Hubbard's old car from pro mod crashed. They slowed it down to a Pro 420. We have someone coming in who's stepping into the Pro 420 to go to pro mod. And then we have the Pro Juniors and Sportsman Junior Dragsters with Zimmerman and Race Star Wheels. And those are our class of the Midwest Series, but we also love the local guys. We got Outlaw Small Tire, Limited Street, 2 Street, 580 Index, 650 Index. We got all sorts of stuff going on. It's basically once the gates open, we're racing, and it's going to be a full day.
No, that's awesome. Well, you know what? It looks like you have a great itinerary for sure.
You got so how many classes do you think you have total?
Oh, 12, yeah. 12 or something. Yeah.
I didn't see it on there. Is there a sprinter class on there? A Mercedes sprinter?
Hey, man.
It's usually
I can
this big.
Oh yeah.
He was cleaning his shoes.
Yeah, I was like, I could beat you to the 60-foot block, but you know.
Diesel. I think it'll do the 8th in about 37 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
To be honest. No, but you know what?
Hey, my Prius does the same thing.
It does look like a great show. It looks fantastic. And you're going through all. How long do you think the racing will go through Saturday?
Oh, that's tough to tell. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. That is the golden question. It depends on how it runs. But yeah, we hope it only runs to like, I don't know, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
But you never know.
Into the evening for sure, right?
It's
So if you plan
well
on
into the
coming-
evening.
Yeah, if you plan on coming,
Yeah.
you're going to be there all day and into the evening for sure. So
And I guess that kind of depends
Absolutely.
on is how smooth everybody's running. So obviously, the more issues on the track, you got to
Yeah.
clean things up,
Yeah.
takes up time.
because everybody has
Yep.
time to fix things.
Yeah. How about weather? Is weather looking good this
I'll
week?
g-
I haven't even
I
looked.
think it's looking good.
Tomorrow, Saturday is looking fantastic. And we're talking about itinerary. We'll use Tulsa as an example because we were there just a few weeks ago. Gates opened at 10 on Saturday in Tulsa, and we ran up until I think it was about 11:15. We had the Bone Shaker jet truck, which we have a jet dragster on property this weekend. They'll be making some exhibition passes, which is amazing.
I think
And
it's going to
Right.
if you haven't experienced it and you're watching this, you owe yourself.
There you go. There you go.
I dig that.
We're gonna test on whether or not these windows are properly installed.
Well, I guess
Got a little
it's
bit of
one-
a
it's
gonna have a
one
little
way to
vibration
test.
going with that one. Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Yeah. If
Absolutely.
knowing Scott, I'm sure they're installed correctly.
if they're still there after Saturday's event, then we know that they are quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody in the audience online have any questions for Luke or Michael? Anything about the show this weekend?
Or for Michael or Luke. Either or.
Is Michael's Luke's father?
No.
Maybe.
It's Vader.
Do I look that
Duh.
old? That's
Come on
just
now.
rude. What's your mom's name?
Michael.
Hey, maybe.
Leia?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, Leia was the sister. That's a whole different thing, man.
Yeah,
hold
that's a
on,
whole
hold on.
different side of the
I was wondering if they were
family.
paying
You gotta look at
attention.
things.
I was
Yeah,
wondering if they were paying attention.
I know. We threw it out there just to have you bite, but good bite. There you go. Michael, do you anything you want to add? Promote your podcast. We only have about 7 minutes
Oh,
left,
yeah.
but we got plenty of time. So talk about
Oh,
it.
perfect. I can talk for 7 minutes straight.
All right, perfect. I'm going to bed.
One of the fun things that, one of the fun things that Midwest has let me do is bring in some local classes that are also drag and drive racers that I know from an event I host annually. And so we're going to have a big display of like 8 or 9 cars that are actually going to pit like they are drag and drive racers here on property, which will be kind of cool. And they're going to be mixed in within the classes. So those racers will race different classes. And that's going to be a lot of fun for me, obviously, because that's what I talk about all the time, every day, day in, day out.
Is that on Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, so they're going to be here both days, and they're part of the regular racing program here.
All right, awesome.
And then also, I was just going to step in. I see Stephen Miller's asked if they're going to host the NHRA. We don't know officially on that, but I can tell you that we do have a Top Fuel funny car on property. Scott Palmer's Top Fueler is here. He's right out in the pits. Scott also is tuning John Stouffer's Pro Mod here. So I think there will be hits from the Top Fueler. That's what I've heard. So,
More of an exhibition thing for them, though, right?
yes, it's an exhibition. It's we only have the one.
Yep.
I'm curious here.
We do have top alcohol funny cars.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people that watch us that aren't really on the drag racing side of things. Okay.
Correct.
So for the audience and for my own personal, just curiosity, what kind of speeds are we talking about? Like when you're talking about this pro funny car that's going to be on here, like what kind of power are these cars pushing? How kind of speeds are they doing? And are they doing full quarters here, or do you have 8th mile racing going on this weekend?
Yeah, we're 8th mile, and we're looking somewhere around 210 to 220 mile per hour with our pro mods. The fastest door car in the world, so car where you can open and shut the doors. It's actually on property here, Mark Mickey. And he ran 3.59 seconds at 221 miles per hour at the 660-foot mark. Yeah, at the 8th, yeah.
That's nuts.
That's
Crazy.
he's over 200.
I'll one up you here.
Yeah.
Because he actually has the track record at a 352. So he can still drop a big chunk of a tenth off.
Yeah.
See, that's what's actually cool about a new track is because it's all about who's going to set the first records.
That's right.
And those records, I guarantee, are going to be bouncing so much back and forth all over the place for a while.
Once you set it, you're good until the next guy breaks it.
Until the guy behind you beats you.
Yeah.
Well, and one thing that's cool about the Pro Mod classes that we run here is you have nitrous cars with like 7 stages of nitrous, 3,000 horsepower worth of nitrous moving through these cars. And then you have blower cars and you have turbo cars. So there's there's things for everybody here. I mean, everybody really likes a blower car and the way it looks and the flames that it shoots, but I'm a turbo guy. So love the huge turbos, and spectators can come walk through the pits, talk to these racers, look at these cars. There's no barriers to say so you can stand there and talk to these racers and the pit crew and all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. I mean, and then you know what? That's what we kind of love about it is so open, especially at Flying H, the way they have everything staged out. It's easily accessible for spectators. to just walk up and talk to a pit crew and learn more about the car.
Yeah, and not only that, but like we encourage it, and you'll make some of our racing day. I mean, I'll have people come in and they'll be like, "Do you want to stick your head in? Like, doors open. You can look in there if you want." And
Right. What are they going to
and
bring? A roll bar?
yeah, right. Come on.
I mean,
What are you gonna do? What's the
Yeah,
worst you can do?
it's not like a show car,
Yeah.
but yeah, there are some legit things going on. Well, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to promote? We only got a couple minutes left on our show tonight. Anything else you guys want to add, promote? You know what? Why don't you do us a favor? Grab that camera you have and show the audience what kind of view you have over the drag strip.
Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, this is our view
Look at that.
from the
You're right there.
drag strip. We'll take this up here.
There we go. Boom.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
That
So there we go. We're doing some top dragster testing here. And
Now, for ones who-
yeah, so
for
these
ones
are thrown in. I mean, go ahead.
No, for ones that aren't going to be able to make it this weekend to go out there and see it personally, you guys are going to be. Are you streaming the entire event live, or are you just going to be on certain times for podcast type of stuff for this weekend?
We're streaming the entire event live on Flow Sports.
Okay.
We do our test and tune and our podcast. That is free to access on your Facebook page, on our YouTube page. And we'll post highlights in the coming week. And we'll clip those up and have them up. And I mean, we have a lot of content on our Midwest Drag Racing Series YouTube page.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that tower is a perfect spot. I mean, that view right there.
Yeah.
I'd have the windows
Oh,
open.
you know what? We just talked.
There he goes.
There he goes.
Bye bye. And that's how it's done. ladies and
377 and 196.
I could do that by ballot.
Now
do you guys see yourself? Or is it like your series? Is it more 8th mile stuff, or do you guys doing a lot of quarter mile stuff too?
we are all 8th mile in our series.
Okay.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
that because it's just the standard, and there's not a lot of true quarter mile, or is that just the way it runs?
It's just the way we've chosen to do things. Oftentimes it's lighter on a lot of our guys' parts as well, and it's just closer.
Don't listen to him.
Shut up.
If you can't get it done in the first 660 feet, you're not going to make a run anyways. That's the way 660 racing or 8th mile racing works.
Yeah.
It's the way quarter mile racing works too, but everybody always goes, "Oh, I've got the power out the big end," and they might as well be roll racing anyways.
So in an 8th mile race, you think it's definitely more about the reaction time and the launch, right? Not the top end, as you were saying, right, Mike? Yeah. Where you could make up some time if you had that high end part, right?
Yeah, and we find certain guys do. Ed Thornton is notorious for being the fastest man on property, but it doesn't always take him rounds to have that top speed. I think his top speed is 224 something is the series record at the 8th mile. But it doesn't always take him rounds because maybe he's slower on the launch, maybe the tree wasn't as good, but there's a lot of emphasis on that launch in that first 60.
Yeah. So it's more the reaction time, get the power down, make sure you're controlled, and then you should be good at that point, not worried about top end motor.
Now, I want you to say one more time to everybody, where can they go watch the stream for this weekend?
This will be on Flow Sports, Flow Racing. If you go to our website, MidwestDragRacingSeries.com, we have a little QR code, right? And if you scan that, and that'll take you to a place where you can start watching us. And if you use that QR code, it helps us as a series. And I mean, we have a lot of toys that have come from people scanning this. We got GoPros. We have a drone we're going to play around with tomorrow. We have a 5-camera setup, and
we've crashed 3 in the last year.
Let's rephrase this. He's crashed 3.
I like trees.
I thought you guys were
but
a
there's no
team.
trees there, so that's no problem.
You'll find a pole or something. I bet.
There you go. I'll find something to hit. Sure.
Yeah.
Man, awesome stuff. Whether I make it this weekend, it will depend on how my shoulder is doing. But hopefully Chris can make it out there. I'd love to see you guys, myself, this weekend and hang out for a little bit at the very least. Maybe I can't be there all day, but maybe I can be there for a short period of time. But I'm looking forward
Absolutely.
To your whole racing series.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and to be honest, we'll post all of your links into our channel and spread the word for sure. We definitely appreciate anytime we can team with fellow podcasters, anybody that's into the industry.
It's one
even
big
though we are
happy family.
Even though we're kind of on different worlds of the industry, right? You're more specific around drag. We're kind of more car enthusiasts.
Everywhere.
Yeah, we kind of do everything, but we do appreciate it, and we do appreciate the opportunity to have you guys on the show. I don't think there's any final questions that you need to answer. Anything else you need to promote, let us know. We'll definitely share links. And then hopefully we'll meet up sometime this weekend.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Absolutely. And if you can't be,
Oh, dang.
yeah, I was gonna say, if you can't be at the one this weekend, SmackDown, September 19th through 21st, it's the richest pro mod race in history, and it'll be right here at Flying H.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be yeah. I think we have
SmackDown.
I think we have that invite already.
You think it was right now.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
we do that.
awesome. Well, you guys enjoy your weekend.
Yes.
Thanks so much for allowing us to troubleshoot, do everything we needed to do. You guys have an amazing weekend. Hopefully, one or both of us can see you sometime this weekend.
That'd
Go
be
out
awesome.
to Flying H.
We'll love it.
Go buy tickets. Support them. Support their podcast.
Absolutely.
And we really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Mike and Luke.
Thank
Hope
you
to
so
have
much.
on again sometime. Awesomeness. Thanks to everybody else for watching, and of course, thanks to all of our sponsors, especially our #1 followers that we
Who are
always like
they?
to thank. Our spouses. Thank you to our
who are
wives
those
for
people?
letting us do literally letting us do the things that we want to do.
We do. Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome. Love absolutely every bit of it. But we are signing out for the day.
No,
Appreciate
we're not
everybody.
Done yet. I got another special.
You got another special?
Yeah,
You breaking up my eggs? You stamping on my eggs?
I am.
Are you cracking all my
No,
jokes?
big shout to Dottie. Big shout to Tamara.
Yes.
Our wives. Thanks so much for everything that you guys do. We appreciate it. Big shout to all the sponsors for sure. Ridgeline Motorsports, Timely Delivery Service,
Uncorked Wine and Spirits.
Yep.
We are Warriors, and of course the one we've been talking about.
There you go. Make
Because
sure
of
you
the
come out
event,
there.
it's Flying H Drag Strip.
There you go.
It's just a fun time, guys. Take your dates out there; they'll love it.
Yeah,
They even got
yeah.
nice food, good
Yeah.
foods, good eats.
all the cars
Good
rumble
cars.
and vibrate. They're nice. There you go.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Appreciate you. I'm Corey Pratt.
I'm Chris Ruck.
And to remember, all you cravers out there.
Keep craving, y'all.
Once again, the 911 is reinventing itself.
It was a very big treat for the whole engineering team.